Hi everyone, this is Jenny Sassoon here. Thanks so much for joining me and with my colleague here, marketing expert and the founder and owner of Gesher Marketing, Shimon Weinberg. Shimon, say hi.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
And we're here for, this is the third installment of our 4-part series on relationships and business, where we're sharing tips with you, some fundamental principles of relationships to help you build better personal relationships as well as business relationships. And in this third installment, we're going to be talking about the topic of respect. So I'm going to just go ahead, Shimon, and just talk about respect from my perspective and the work that I do with my clients, and then I'm going to bring it over to you to help us understand how this concept of respect plays out in business, okay? So respect is really the cornerstone of any good and healthy and long-lasting relationship. And if respect isn't there, it's very difficult, if not impossible, to build a good relationship. And just to share a few examples, right, that I've had with my clients in a personal relationship area. One of my clients was very stuck on what to do with her relationship. She didn't know whether to, it just wasn't going, it wasn't moving. And as we dug down deeper, what she realized was, you know what, I really don't respect him. I don't have this respect for him. And she realized it wasn't fair to continue with the relationship. It wasn't fair to him, obviously also to her, but it wasn't fair to him really if she didn't have respect for him. So ultimately, and it was hard for her, but she had to let it go, right? Ultimately, even though there was other good things happening there, she had to let it go. And then another example that I'd like to share is an example of someone that I was working with that was having a very hard time in his job because he realized, I don't respect my boss. So we worked together and we helped him find some things that he can respect so that he could build a relationship, because he knew that having a positive relationship with his boss would ultimately be successful for him in his work. And you can build that respect, because sometimes even if you don't have that respect, you got to shift your focus. That's what you got to do, and that's the tip, because oftentimes we're focusing on what a person is doing or not doing, and then we tend to just judge those things. And then we get very lost in that process and say, I have no respect for this person. But we've got to go deeper. And what you can always find, you want to focus on the quality. So even if you might not agree with what a person is doing, you can dig down deeper and say, okay, wait a minute. Let me see the qualities of this person. I could respect their passion. I could respect their loyalty. I could respect their love of people. And when you dig down deeper, you can really start enriching your relationships with people by shifting your focus to their qualities. And you'll find that you're going to be able to build that respect so that you could build a better relationship with them. So, Shimon, I'd love to now turn it over to you and hear your perspective of how we can apply this respect to our relationships and business.
That's so true. I've sat and met with numerous clients and many times, and the one thing you have to do, people have different opinions on how they run their business and how they've built their business. And as a marketing consultant, I come in a lot of times, somebody spent years already building their business and the ways and the ideas that they've grown on, and I have to tell them, this might not be the best way. Maybe we should shift our focus over here. And it's very hard. You have to respect them because they're the client. They're the ones that have grown their business at such a level. Recently, I met with somebody who had an idea to build a whole website and a whole concept. And I didn't really agree with what they were doing. And I thought they should go a totally different direction. And that's what I advised them to do. And they pushed back at me. And I actually called a mentor of mine, who's been in the business for 40, 50 years. And I asked him, what do you suggest? I don't agree with what they're doing, but I have to respect them. They're the client. What should I do? And he said, if you can help them be successful in their idea, then go ahead. If you personally feel as the marketing expert that it's going to be a big flop, then stay away. But if you can help them in their ideas, go that direction with them, walk them down that path. And ultimately, maybe they will switch to your ideas, but go with them there. So I think as the client, we have to, as the consultant, we have to respect our clients and really get into their head, and then it'll become a mutual relationship that then they'll be able to respect us and be able to understand what we're trying to advise them. I think that's the most important thing. Respect ultimately is number one. And if you don't respect each other, the relationship's not going to go anywhere and the business won't be successful. So That's the foundation stone to everything in a relationship, is the respect.
Yeah, and I would say that the same thing would apply to networking as well, right? To build a good relationship with someone, potentially want to collaborate with someone, the respect has to be there in order for it to be successful. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks so
Very
much.
true.
We'd love to hear from you, the community. If you have any questions about this, if you have any challenges maybe that you've experienced, either potentially not feeling respected, and what are the types of things that you want from someone that you're doing business with, or obviously also in your personal relationships, and what maybe challenges you're having, like what you want, like what you were describing here about, I'm working with this client and I don't respect them. So I'd love to hear from you and your questions, and you're also welcome to send us a direct message, and we look forward to seeing you next time for our final installment when we talk about the concept of listening in relationships and how to become a great listener. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jenny.